announcement from the county today about this large homeless encampment on Magnolia Avenue.
And we could have more pain coming at the pump if our state legislature doesn't act to stop the gas tax from increasing.
Plus, do you still have to pay a cancellation fee if you end a ride share because the driver's not wearing a mask? We verify.
While these Goldens get ready for the dog show, owners and handlers are giving awareness to a much bigger issue.
Day one of Honor Flight 2022. Veterans are on the way to Washington, D.C., and it's time for mail call.
And what brought action superstar Danny Trejo to San Diego today? CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
Breaking news, police are still looking for a shooter or shooters after a possible road rage incident on the 8 in Mission Valley. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes in for Marcella Lee. CHP tells us the driver of the Jeep was shot in the legs on the 8 and then drove to a Target in Mission Valley. CBS 8's Regina Ahn is live outside that Target right now with an update. Regina, tell us more.
What's new tonight is that the Jeep drive that you can see behind me was driven by a man who had some type of confrontation with someone driving a dark colored Beetle on the 8 West before shots were fired. As you can see, there is evidence on the ground right now. Investigators just moments ago were taking shots of what looks like a piece of clothing and some articles from the Jeep. We don't know yet if the suspect is a man or a woman. We know there were several shots and the man ran into this Target here in Mission Valley for help. Now take a look at this video of the man getting some help from inside the store before paramedics arrived. He was transported to a local hospital and we know he's expected to be okay tonight. The 805 at 8 West earlier completely closed off. I'm told now a few on-ramps is closed off. I spoke with Arturo Gonzalez, whose sister was actually in the Target when this all happened. He says it was a scary scene.
So I was on the freeway when I received a phone call from my sister that there was that a guy ran in with gunshot wounds. So in that moment in time, I put my phone down and I sped right here because I wanted to make sure my sister was okay, as well as report the news to the small following that I have on Facebook.
Now this area will be blocked off for the duration of the evening. The Target on the west side here is closed off for the remainder of the night. I spoke with a deputy just moments ago, and they're really trying to reach out to the public to see if you witnessed anything that happened here or you saw that dark colored Beetle, to give them a call right away, as a suspect still on the loose tonight. Live here in Mission Valley, I'm Regina Ahn, CBS 8.
Thanks, Regina. Our other top story tonight, a big announcement on a story that we've been working on for you for weeks now.
Yeah, some residents in El Cajon turned to CBS 8 for help getting homeless encampments cleaned up in the East County. One of the big ones is along Magnolia Avenue. And tonight, as CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall reports, a county supervisor says he's taking action.
Well, there's been a lot of back and forth about which jurisdiction these encampments are in. Right now we're in the county, but just steps away from us is the city of El Cajon. So County Supervisor Joel Anderson says he's trying to get all of the cities in East County on board to work together on addressing this issue. Take a listen.
Homelessness can't be solved, in my opinion, by the county going it alone, or the city of El Cajon going alone, or any other community in East County going it alone. For far too long, we've been pushing the homeless down the street instead of off the street. So
Supervisor Anderson says he's working to get cities in East County to sign on to a memorandum of understanding, or an MOU, so they can tackle these encampments together. El Cajon has already signed it. So he's waiting for Lakeside, Santee, and Lemon Grove to sign on as well. Now, this is a huge topic out here. We've been working for you, reporting on these encampments regularly since the beginning of March. Since then, Supervisor Anderson says they've been sending outreach teams to this site daily. They were out in full force today as well, offering assistance, trying to get people into shelters. He says a total of 48 people are now in temporary housing, so nearly 50 people in the past couple of months have accepted help. Now, I will point out things did get a little heated at today's news conference. People in the community are fed up with the crime they say that happens out here. Here's one exchange.
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. We need laws that allow us.
We're patting each other on the back. This one's doing a good job. This one's doing a good job. That's not a good job when it's still continuing every single day.
I'm happy to speak with you afterwards. I will walk you through it.
there's certainly some frustrated residents who want to see change, and they want to see it soon. Under Sheriff Kelly Martinez says homelessness is the #1 issue she hears about. Now, I do know the county is adding a homeless shelter in Lakeside. They're also adding mental health services in El Cajon. This is a story we're going to continue to follow. Working for you, Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
Thanks, Kelly. And don't forget, here at CBS, we are working for you. If there's a story you'd like us to look into, please email us at yourstories@cbs8.com. Just hours ago, a man charged with killing a popular donut shop owner during a home invasion was ordered to stand trial for murder. Keon Wilson also faces a burglary charge in connection with the killing of Randy Tang back in April of 2019. Tang owned Rose Donuts for decades. Prosecutors say a van seen leaving the area near Tang's home in Claremont Mesa was traced to Wilson, as well as cell phone data and DNA evidence at the crime scene. Wilson was arrested last year. He's also charged in home burglaries in Poway and Carlsbad.
And tonight, a San Diego police officer is recovering after being hit by a car in the North County. It happened around 6 this morning on the southbound 5 near the 76 in Oceanside. CHP says the off-duty officer stopped to move tires out of some lanes on the highway after they came off a big rig. That's when she was hit by a BMW. We're told she only suffered minor injuries and she's going to be okay. The driver of that BMW stayed there at the scene and cooperated with the investigation. Drugs and alcohol are not suspected in this crash. Right now, the price of paradise could be going up even more this summer. It looks like California will be raising its gas tax as lawmakers have not acted to stop the increase. Today, CBS 8's Heather Hope spoke to local watchdog groups and has response from lawmakers on both sides of the issue.
This afternoon, I spoke to the chairman of the San Diego Tax Fighters and to the local public watchdogs group, both doubtful that the California legislature will act in time to stop the gas tax from increasing.
There's no chance the California legislature will decide before Sunday to stop this tax increase.
I met with Richard Ryder, the chairman of the San Diego Tax Fighters, in his home in Scripps Ranch. He's not optimistic anything will change by this weekend.
The tax goes up more this year because inflation is up. So instead of having a 1 cent increase or a 2 cent increase, now it's 3.
Going up from the current 51 cents, the gas tax is expected to rise to 54 cents. So what does the gas tax go to? It is comprised of 3 major parts. The base tax of 19.4 cents per gallon goes to pay for state highway maintenance, rehabilitation, and related administration. The incremental tax of 18.7 cents goes to the state highway account for truck weight fee revenues. And the Senate Bill 1 tax of 13 cents goes to fund active transportation, bridge and culvert repairs, and transportation research.
A gas tax actually makes sense if the money is used primarily for roads. It's not. Most of the money is spent elsewhere. It's spent on mass transit that very few people use.
The San Diego Public Watchdog says in a statement, we shouldn't have to make a choice between good government and roads and bridges. Because of the gas tax, local government gets anywhere between 9 and 11% per gallon of gas.
And several things the legislature could have done over the last several weeks.
This afternoon, State Senator Brian Jones told me he is disappointed the legislature did not act to stop the gas tax from going up. He wanted it suspended altogether.
3 cents is meaningful.
In a statement late Thursday, Senate President Pro Tempore Tony Atkins and Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon say suspending the gas tax would reduce critical funds available for road repair and improvement projects. We are continuing to work through the budget process to get financial help to Californians as quickly as possible. Senator Brian Jones says the gas tax hike is not a done deal yet. With the state budget due May 10th and it being finalized on June 15th, there's still a chance for change.
I'm hoping that when we get back up on Monday, we'll continue, and we're continuing to have conversations on this.
Heather Hope, CBS 8.
Here's some news for you tonight that a lot of parents have been waiting for. COVID-19 vaccines could be available for kids under 5 years old by this summer. The FDA says it will meet with Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech in June. They'll consider authorization for younger children shortly after that. So far, no COVID-19 vaccines are authorized for anyone under the age of 5, which breaks down to about 18 million children.
Troubling new information tonight on the number of serious injuries at the border. A UC San Diego health study revealed that the number of people getting hurt by falling from the border wall is 5 times higher since 2019. That's when the height of the border wall was increased through San Ysidro and El Centro. There were 67 injuries reported from 2016 to 2019. That number jumped to 375 between 2019 and 2021. The North County LGBTQ Resource Center is gearing up for a very special night tomorrow. It's the Say Gay Prom. It's been on a pandemic hiatus the last 2 years. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen went to Oceanside to see how they're gearing up for the big night where everyone can be themselves.
Alan remembers when he went to prom back in 2004.
You know, I remember getting to go to prom with a boy when I was in high school and feeling a lot of stress with the way other people looked at us or the way that they cleared space in the dance floor because they didn't even want to be around us. And so I think when there's a space where people can fully express themselves and not worry about any of that stigma or ostracization, I think people get to have fun memories with their friends and really learn how to be themselves authentically.
And now San Diego County students in grades 8 through 12 will be able to express themselves authentically at the Say Gay Prom Saturday. The North County LGBTQ Resource Center is preparing for the big night. After 2 years without a dance, they are ecstatic to keep the tradition alive that has gone on for 9 years.
Despite we live in a time where a lot of our LGBT kids are feeling more affirmed and supported, we're still struggling with a lot of disparities. The attempted suicide is really high. So places like that really gives them an opportunity to normalize their diversity.
Everyone that attends will be getting one of these goodie bags, which has a flag, a glow stick, and some stickers. The nonprofit The Princess Project will be providing 75 to 100 dresses for students to wear at prom and even keep to take home.
The Princess Project, they will be arriving with all the dresses as well as accessories. They'll be able to do some makeup and makeover and completely free.
A safe space and fun night where everyone is included.
You'll be impressed how many non-rainbow kids come to these places because maybe it's a place for them to also feel safe because they come from a different background, a different culture.
A welcoming environment full of love and support.
Alan says it's a long time coming.
Because we really want to create a space that is just for them, where they get to really be themselves and not worry about any pressures from outside, from their family or their peer circles or anybody.
The prom kicks off tomorrow from 6 to 9:30 p.m. right here at El Corazon Senior Center. If you're in grades 8 through 12, you can still register and attend. And to respect everyone's privacy, we will not have camera crews here tomorrow. I'm Ariana Cohen for CBS 8.
Thanks, Ariana.